learning to be a critical reader and a critical thinker is still like the most important skill. And I will say one more time that I really worry that people aren't learning it. But for people that do have it, it's a superpower, and the opportunities are really endless, especially if you get on the AI train now and start to learn the stuff now, which is really always my argument. I swear, I'm always trying to convince people to learn about Web3 because it's coming. And this is another application of, where did you first hear about data storytelling? I'm curious. But I will say about the niche of data storytelling. You talk about mastery here, and I have been studying prompt engineering, and I think it's a very important thing now. And what I know is that the type of assignment and the way that you ask questions obviously will shape the type of responses you get in that context, what type of thinking and what type of assessment you can get out of a student. It changes, right? Like, are you assessing their ability to do a multiple choice test, or are you actually assessing their understanding of the content, as an example? And if you look at the original video, someone made a comment saying, once upon a time in the Federal Reserve. And that's the thing. So if you don't ask, ChatGPT is what I'm using, but if you don't ask the right prompts, then you are going to get, bland and obvious answers. But I gave an example of my carousel analogy it was actually for blockchain concept. And I found that if I left a ChatGPT to its own devices, then I didn't get an overly insightful analogy. But if I thought of the analogy myself, which I brainstormed with one of our developers because he knows more of the nuances, then we were able to find something that was specific enough, and then I had enough information that I could prompt the AI in a very specific way to generate, actual insight. So I guess we're talking here about like the dangers of AI, but also the power of data storytelling. And I think that, anyone that's trying to educate anyone on anything, which is pretty much everyone, right? If you're a brand, if you're a marketing person, if you're an educator, if you're a parent, if you're whatever, everyone, salespeople, everyone's trying to be persuasive, right? So I think that it's worth spending some time trying to understand and experiment with asking the right questions. And this is really my argument too why